early stages of the flight, and while they've been here on the ground, Skymuster rides in the top position. It's a huge satellite, one of the largest commercial telecom satellites ever made, a mass of 6,440 kilograms. That's a little over 14,000 pounds. And Arsat-2 is in the lower position tonight. Under the Silda, weighs 3,000 kilos. More on them later. The launch window tonight, as Stefan Israel said, opens at 5:30 p.m. Kourou time, closes an hour and 45 minutes later. There's Stefan Israel, Chairman and CEO of Ariane-5. Other officials, Louis Laurent, the Senior VP of Programs for Ariane-5. Next is Eduardo Perez, and he's the Senior VP of Engineering and the technical mastermind of the Ariane family of launchers. And Patrick Loret, the Ariane person in charge of the French Guiana launch assembly here. Time now to take a look at Skymuster.
Ariane-5 is happy to welcome a new customer, NBN, through a launch contract signed in 2012 for a total of 2 satellites.
Skymuster will help deliver world-class broadband services to the rural and remote Australians. This will include offering better opportunities for social connectivity, distance education online through use of video conferencing, improved access to specialist telehealth applications in the home, and exciting new opportunities for businesses.
Skymuster is built by SSL, celebrating their 100th 1300 platform.
The wonderful drawing on the fairing is by 6-year-old Bailey Brooks, the winner of our Shoot for the Stars competition.
I'm pleased to continue the rich and fruitful teamwork for the launch of the second satellite, planned to be launched next year for NBN.
We have enjoyed working with both Ariane-5 and SSL, who are 2 of our major partners on this project, and we look forward to working with them again on the launch of our second satellite.
And all is green for our 5th Ariane-5 launch of 2015. Skymuster is going to change the lives for countless Australians, including that 6-year-old Bailey Brooks of Lila Creek Station, who designed the drawing on the fairing. More on that later. But it is time now for us to turn our attention to our second passenger, Arsat-2.
Hello! For this 5th Ariane-5 mission of the year, Ariane-5 is really happy to welcome again the Argentinian operator Arsat.
Arsat-2 is our first satellite to provide telecom services in C-band for the American continent, and is the second GEO satellite designed, assembled, integrated and tested in Argentina. It will also provide telecom services in Ku-band for South and North America.
Arsat-2 satellite is the second in a series of geostationary satellites that will reinforce Argentina with its own space telecommunication system. It will be located at 81 degree west longitude geostationary slot.
This is the second time Arsat contracts Ariane-5 for the launch of its satellites. We want to thank the contribution of this key partner, as well as the rest of our subcontractors, to the success of this mission, and especially the Arsat and INVAP teams that have been working all along the project.
We are back at Jupiter, where we will witness the 68th successful Ariane-5 launch in a row, closing in on a critical mark, the 7-minute mark before launch. And you're going to hear the announcement from the DDO.
Top I0-7 minutes.
And there it is. We've entered the synchronized sequence. Things are going to happen really fast now. Computers are assuming more and more control over the flight, making final checks and settings for the launch. And tonight is the culmination of a month of nonstop work here at CSG. Let's take a look at the launch campaign that got us to this point. After sailing 8,000 kilometers from Europe, the Ariane-5 launcher arrived in French Guiana. At CSG, the initial assembly began on August 12th, continued through September 8th. That included mating with the two solid rocket boosters and then the cryogenic upper stage and the equipment box. We then transferred the launcher to the VA-226, the building a final assembly where it found its two passengers. Skymuster arrived at CSG August 27th, joining Arsat 2 that had already been waiting in a clean room. The two satellite teams checked every detail of the payloads that had taken several years to build. Only when all tests were done did we fuel the satellites. At the VA-226, the satellites were attached to the launcher. Arsat 2 rides in the lower position covered by the Silva. Skymuster is mounted on top of the Silva. Then the fairing encases the entire satellite composite. On September 28th, the Launch Readiness Review gave the green light to head to the pad. Yesterday, the launcher, satellites, and the mobile launch table, a total of 1,760 metric tons, were towed to the launch pad, all by one very special truck. VA-226 is on the pad and ready to fly. And we're under 5 minutes now to launch, and we see another fantastic shot of the Ariane-5. All of the status panel there is green in Kourou. Green means go. Total payload tonight over 10 metric tons, 10,203 kilos for those who want to be exact. 9,400 of that made up by our two satellites, Skymuster and Arsat 2. The rest of the mass this evening will be comprised of support structures you'll hear us talking about, including the Silda, which covers Arsat 2, and it serves as the base for Skymuster to be attached to. And you see just a gorgeous late afternoon, bathed in sunlight here at Kourou. We are looking now at the highly skilled engineers who work in a building called CDL3. It's located very close to the launch pad. I've been there a couple of times, and it's actually built like a bunker. The walls and the roof are literally several feet thick. In the event of an emergency, that building can be sealed off to the outside world. 4 groups of people work there and are very busy right now. The launch operations team, the Ariane program production team, the quality management team for Ariane, and the safety team for tonight's launch. And they are monitoring all of the technical aspects of the launcher, the payloads. Tonight they'll be responsible for number 399 and 400th satellite to be carried into orbit by an Ariane family of launchers. Coming back to Jupiter now, you see the green board there up on the left-hand side. All remains go for launch. The excitement continues to build as we close under the 3-minute mark. In 2.5 minutes or so from now, Ariane-5 is going to roar to life, and it will send Skymuster and Arsat 2 into space. Final series of computer checks being done to configure the booster for flight. Years of hard work by thousands of skilled technicians from around the world are about to culminate with the launch coming up this evening. And again, another shot of the launch pad, and you see it's a beautiful late afternoon here in Kourou. So we take the close-up. You see those yellow arms that reach out to the rocket? We call them the bra here in Kourou. They're not actually holding the rocket up. That's been done by gravity. The arms support the fueling hoses that keep the rocket's fuel tank topped off. That's necessary because it is very cold, that fuel is, and it boils off in the hot, humid Amazon rainforest. Let me tell you, it is hot here today underneath the sun. The arms will pull back just moments before launch. We are closing in on the last 90 seconds of the countdown. The VIPs here at Jupiter are heading out. I'm watching them now as they head out to the balcony to witness the launch. They'll have a great view as the Ariane-5 powers off the pad and thunders out over Devil's Island. Made popular, of course, by the movie Papillon, and that's just a few miles from us now. The next big milestone, the DDO is going to announce the 1 minute mark in the countdown.
Tous DDO, pardon, attention pour moins une minute.
Going to hear that in a couple of seconds.
Stop, moins une minute.
Okay, we welcome everybody around the world viewing us on Arianespace.com. Special greetings to the people watching live in Argentina through the public television from Technopolis, at Arsat headquarters, also at INVAP headquarters, Airbus Defense and Space in Europe. NBN has viewing parties all across the country. SSL has a viewing party in Palo Alto, California. And, of course, a personal greeting to my co-workers at Viasat all around the world. We built the complex ground segment equipment for Skymuster. Oh, and 6-year-old Bailey Brooks, here it comes. We're going to launch your satellite, Skymuster.
À tous les DDO, attention pour le décompte final. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, top. Allumage Vulcain. Allumage de EAP, décollage.
It's become my trademark to call it the rumble in the Amazon jungle, and it really is as the mighty Ariane-5 ECA roars out toward Devil's Island. One of those bucket list events of watching an Ariane-5 thunder into the sky from CSG. A minute into the launch, and the Ariane-5 has already broken the sound barrier here at Kourou. And this massive Jupiter facility literally shaking. We can feel it now. 1,300 tons of thrust breaking the Ariane-5 free from the bonds of Earth's gravity. 90% of that power coming from the two boosters, each one 31 meters tall, burning 240 tons of solid propellant in 2 minutes. That's better than 2 tons a second. When the boosters have done their job in a little less than a minute from right now, Ariane will be 70 kilometers into the sky. It'll be racing away from us at more than 1.6 kilometers a second, faster than a bullet. The information coming down to us at Gilat, the tracking station on a mountain just behind us here at the Jupiter facility. The next major event is the burnout and the jettison of those two solid rocket boosters. You're going to be able to see it live on the screen. It'll happen in about 13 seconds from right now, when those boosters have completed their job at 2 minutes, 20 seconds into the mission. So watch for that. And look at those pictures. In the clear skies above Kourou, the boosters have done their job. We don't need them anymore. Talk about losing weight. On the pad, Ariane-5 was 774 tons, roughly. We're now down to 180 tons. And in the rocket business, when you get lighter, you go a lot faster. And there you see some video from a previous mission of the rockets, the boosters dropping away. Ariane-5 now closing in on 100 kilometers in the sky, traveling at 150, make that 2.8, 2.1 kilometers per second. Speed number tonight, by the way, 9.3 is the magic number. Next up, the jettison of the fairing. It's protected the satellites from the elements on the ground and in the early days of launch, early moments of launch. We don't need it anymore, and so very shortly you are going to see and hear, there it is, on the animation.
Séparation de la coiffe.
And the DDO has announced it. Here's the fairing dropping away from us this evening on the flight. We just lost another 2 tons, by the way. There's some images from a previous mission. Technically, we were in space, but we still have a long way to go. But things are going fine for Ariane-5. And we continue to see the 3D animation. We're at 128 kilometers into the sky, and already 300 kilometers downrange from us here at Kourou, and closing in on 3 kilometers per second. The main stage, or EPC, is now burning. It burns for about special greetings to the people watching live in Argentina and through the public television from Technopolis, at Arsat headquarters, also at INVAP headquarters. It gulps 320 kilograms, about 700 pounds of fuel a second, 500 times more than a jet engine. You just saw that graph on the side of the screen. We're going to see that a whole lot more tonight, and that depicts the trajectory that we want to be going in this evening. And again, we are right down the middle. Everything is going normal, as you heard the DDO just announce. 152 kilometers into the sky right now. Guilot is the tracking station that is tracking us right now, and things continue go normal this evening on the Ariane flight. We're going to be seeing some replays coming up in a moment, and again, very, very impressive replays from the pad. Those will be coming in a second. You see the 3D images of what's happening right now in the sky. Here's the first of those replays we mentioned.
Il reste 3 minutes de propulsion de l'EPC. La trajectoire est nominale.
Just incredible to watch that Ariane-5 jump off the pad. You know, one of the questions that I frequently get when people ask me, why am I going to French Guiana to launch a rocket? Well, the Kourou Space Base is located about 500 kilometers north of the equator, and the Earth rotates much faster at the equator than it does, say, at the Kennedy Space in Florida. Thus, the Ariane-5 gets a huge boost from the Earth's rotation, and that allows satellite operators, as you see another great replay here, that allows satellite operators in many cases to launch heavier payloads and to add more fuel to their bird, increasing their operational life. Thus, the longer it lives up there, the more revenue you can generate. So the bottom line is it really does pay off in the long run to launch your satellite from the Amazon jungle. And there you see the planification minister from Argentina, who is here with us this evening. Also, Jean-Michel Casa, who is the French ambassador to Argentina. Just some of the dignitaries who are here this evening at Kourou. The Ariane-5, by the way, will shortly be picked up by our tracking station in Natal, Brazil. You see that everything remains nominal. There's that curve that I was talking about. Take a look at that real quick up on the right-hand side. And that little dot is what you want to see following that curve perfectly, and it is. That means we're going right down the middle. Tonight, we are going to be using 5 tracking stations. Kourou has the Guilot station. Brazil is Natal. Then out in the middle of the Atlantic is the Ascension Islands, and we have a tracking station there. The west coast of Africa is Libreville, Gabon, and on the east coast, Malindi, Kenya. Ariane sending data to those stations, and it tells us how the flight is progressing in real time. That's why the DDO can say things are nominal. Later, engineers are going to pore over every bit of the data to determine exactly how things worked. Next major event is the cutoff of the main stage, or the EPC. You're going to see that blue flame disappear, and you'll see the separation of the main stage. There is the extinction of the flame, and shortly the main stage has completed its job. It drops away. It's going to fall into the ocean
Séparation de l'EPC.
off Africa, and shortly you'll hear the call that the upper stage has ignited. It'll burn for 16 minutes. Great video from a previous flight of
Allumage USCA.
the first stage dropping away. You heard the announcement from the DDO that the upper stage has ignited. Before ignition, by the way, two small rockets on either side of the upper stage fired. That allowed the upper stage to move away from the lower stage, and we could safely ignite it. By the way, immediately after they did their job, we dumped them off because lighter rockets fly faster. And there you see again the depictions of our tracking stations. We're now going very, very fast. We're at over 7.07, almost 7.1 kilometers per second. Ariane-5 is well on its way to Africa. It's gaining speed by the second. And we're seeing some of the key personnel and VIPs in the auditorium right below my broadcast location here. And most of them arrived yesterday here in Kourou. They've been touring the space base throughout the last day or so, and they have the best seat in the house for the mission. History is being made tonight by Skymuster, one of the most powerful telecom satellites ever. Skymuster carries 202 Ka-band transponders that will deliver high-speed broadband service to an estimated 200,000 plus households in rural and remote Australia. Skymuster represents the cutting edge of so-called high-throughput satellite capacity and technology, combining extremely powerful Ka-band satellite payloads with advanced ground segment networking software and hardware technology. Skymuster will deliver ultra-fast broadband service to consumers and businesses in and across Australia. Viasat, the company I work for, built 10 massive Earth stations and gateway facilities all across the continent. Once Skymuster goes into operation, the life of Bailey Brooks, that little 6-year-old girl we talked about, who emerged as the face of the satellite. Her painting was on the fairing of the Ariane-5. All of her friends, their lives will change forever as broadband will be at their fingertips, and that is going to be a life-changing experience for little Bailey Brooks. At 11 minutes and 48 seconds, time now to hear about Skymuster.
SSL, a leader in providing highly advanced satellites for high-speed broadband access, built Skymuster, formerly known as NBN-Co 1A for NBN. NBN's goal is to ensure all Australians have access to fast broadband and connect 8 million Australian homes and businesses to the NBN network by 2020. The rollout of the NBN network will enable Australia's greater participation in the digital economy and help bridge the digital divide between young and old, city and country, and between Australia and the rest of the world. Skymuster is the first of 2 high-throughput satellites that extend Australia's new broadband network to provide fast broadband access to households and businesses in rural and remote Australia.
This satellite service is going to be quite an advanced satellite service because we have state-of-the-art satellites that have been built for it, and in addition we've got 10 ground stations that will be operating with state-of-the-art software and equipment that's the latest in technology to ensure that our user experience is as good as it can possibly be.
Skymuster is one of the biggest, most powerful broadband spacecraft ever made. At launch, it will weigh 6,400 kilograms. It has 101 spot beams and will provide high-speed internet to hundreds of thousands of people.
Skymuster is the 100th 1300 satellite that SSL has delivered. And there are more 1300 satellites on orbit providing service today than any other satellite model. As a robust, flight-proven platform that has continually evolved to incorporate innovation and advanced technologies, the 1300 provides the power and capacity needed for service precisely tailored to Australia's highly geographically varied user distribution.
This program's success is a direct result of SSL's excellent relationship with NBN. From the beginning, we've been in complete alignment with NBN's management style and work ethic, which has culminated in this huge accomplishment.
SSL and NBN are both committed to providing solutions that improve people's lives.
Our first satellite, Skymuster, was named as a result of a school children's competition, and we had children across Australia send in their original artwork showing how NBN is going to make Australia a better place to live. And our winner, Bailey Brooks, is a 6-year-old girl who lives on a remote cattle station in the middle of the country in Northern Territory. She's 400 kilometres from Alice Springs, and she attends school via the School of the Air. And this means that her and her other classmates are hundreds of kilometres apart. They attend school via a satellite link to their teacher who's back in Alice Springs. They get to see their teacher and maybe one or two other students on the screen at any one time. And the interesting thing is that her mother went to School of the Air when she was a kid, and she did that via radio. So there's already been one advancement. When NBN comes along, they'll be able to see each other with a lot of more video content, be able to see a lot more of their classmates at one time. So that will be a great improvement for her. But her classmates and herself, with her teachers' help, were able to choose the name of our satellite. And Skymuster is to help depict the fact that mustering of cattle brings the cattle together. The Skymuster satellite will help bring Australians together via their high-speed internet services.
SSL was selected for this program in part because of its broadband experience, but also because of the high caliber of people. I'd like to take this opportunity to thank the people at SSL for all that you've done to get us here today. Thank you.
SSL also thanks NBN for the opportunity to work together on this important satellite, and Ariane-5 for the successful launch campaign. It takes skill, dedication, and commitment to build a satellite as complex and capable as Skymuster. Just as the satellite will improve communications in Australia and bring people together, it was NBN, SSL, and Ariane-5 working together as a team that has made Skymuster a success.
As we return to Jupiter, a little over 17 minutes into the mission during the film, Ariane-5 was acquired by our tracking station on Ascension Island in the Atlantic. All is going well. As you heard, years of hard work have gone into Skymuster and the entire NBN project. And some of the people that made it all happen, of course, are here this evening, and you'll be seeing them. And there is the satellite mission director from NBN, and it's a big night for them, of course. And as we slide across, the Skymuster launch manager for SSL, Grant Gould, and others that are being pictured here, David Walters from NBN as Skymuster. So all is well with the Ariane-5 as it continues to do its job. 171 kilometers up in the sky, 8.3 kilometers per second. Skymuster is the 19th Loral satellite to ride on an Ariane rocket. Current Ariane space backlog includes 13 SSL satellites. One of them is a twin sister to Skymuster. It will launch later next year. Riding below Skymuster and under the Silda, the black structure you just saw that makes dual satellite launches possible, is Arsat-2. It's a 3-ton satellite built by NVAP, carrying 26 KU and 10 C-band transponders. It will serve the Americas from Argentina to Canada. Its final home, 81 degrees west, with a 3-axis stabilized satellite, will operate for the next 15 years. It's the second satellite Arsat has entrusted to Ariane-5, and the third one that we have launched for Argentina. Back in 1997, we placed Nahul 1A into orbit from CSG for Nahulsat. And looking quickly 200 kilometers into the sky. Now we're really moving away from us fast. What are we at? 6,000 kilometers away from us, and almost 9 kilometers per second. Again, target number 9.3. Let's hear more about Arsat-2.
Con el Arsat 2, la Argentina pone en órbita su segundo satélite de telecomunicaciones y refuerza su compromiso de ocupar las posiciones orbitales asignadas al país con satélites propios, impulsar el desarrollo de la industria espacial local. Además, asume nuevos desafíos para posicionar al país como proveedor de servicios satelitales en el continente y facilitar la exportación de contenidos audiovisuales producidos en Latinoamérica. El Arsat 2 se ubicará a los 81 grados de longitud oeste. Tiene 3 antenas, una desplegable y otra fija, que transmiten en banda KU y otra desplegable que emite en banda C. Su área de servicio incluye el continente americano en 3 coberturas: sudamericana, norteamericana y hemisférica. Su masa total de lanzamiento es de 3 toneladas. Arsat es la empresa nacional a cargo de vehiculizar el desarrollo de los satélites geoestacionarios de telecomunicaciones en el país. Realizó la especificación del Arsat 2 y supervisó todas las etapas de la misión. INVAP es la empresa estatal de alta tecnología de la provincia de Río Negro, encargada del desarrollo del satélite. Los ensayos ambientales que atravesó el Arsat 2 recrearon las condiciones de lanzamiento y la vida en el espacio. También fueron realizados en Argentina en el Centro de Ensayos de Alta Tecnología, CEATSA, de Arsat e INVAP. La estación terrena Benavides de Arsat dirigirá la puesta en órbita del satélite para llevarlo a la órbita geoestacionaria. Con el Arsat 2 será la segunda vez que un país latinoamericano diseña y desarrolla un satélite de telecomunicaciones, dirige su puesta en órbita y explota el servicio sin intermediarios. Este satélite permite iluminar las 3 Américas para brindar servicios de televisión, internet, datos y telefonía sobre IP desde la tundra canadiense hasta la península antártica. La transmisión en banda KU del Arsat 2 refuerza la misión territorial y socialmente integradora del primer satélite geoestacionario argentino a nivel nacional. Su banda C agrega 2 ventajas en cobertura panamericana. No sufre atenuación por lluvias y es la primera opción para la transmisión satelital de televisión, lo que permitirá favorecer la exportación de contenidos audiovisuales. Muy pocos países en el mundo fabrican satélites geoestacionarios. Con el Arsat 1, Argentina se sumó a este grupo. Con el Arsat 2, redoblamos la apuesta para llegar otra vez a lo más alto, pero más alto. Soberanía nacional, soberanía satelital. Eso también es dar impulso a un país.
Back at Jupiter, and again, all is well. The Ariane-5 is now closing in on the coast of Africa. Amazing to think that in less than 25 minutes, we've gone from here in Kourou all the way over to Africa, crossing the Atlantic Ocean. The upper stage of the Ariane-5 nearing the end of its 16 minutes of work. Again, we're 420 kilometers into the sky. Speed is really increasing now. We're up well over 9 kilometers a second. And the magic number again tonight, 9.3 kilometers per second for the completion of the burn. When we reach that number, the Ariane-5 powered flight or boost phase will be over. Those numbers, especially speed, are virtually impossible. You see thumbs up from this evening that virtually impossible to imagine. Consider this. The fastest man is Usain Bolt, and he runs 10 meters a second. The fastest car, let's call it a Ferrari, at about 100 meters a second. Sound is 300 meters a second. A bullet travels at 1,000 meters a second, roughly. And the Ariane-5 tonight is right now at over 9 times faster than a speeding bullet. It's in a foot race with Superman right now, and I think I know who's winning. The work of the upper stage is nearing its end. We've got just a little under a minute to go before it will have completed its mission of getting us to our initial insertion point in the sky. Again, everything continues to go perfectly right down the middle for another fabulous launch here at Kourou. And again, this will be number 399 and number 400 payloads for an Ariane family of launcher. We're under 20 seconds now before we will see and hear the extinction of the upper stage. I'll let you watch that animation. And very shortly.
Fin de propulsion de l'étage supérieur cryotechnique.
There you go, the announcement made by the DDO. And the ESC has completed the propulsion stage of the mission. Now events are going to really start to happen quickly. We've entered the ballistic stage. Engineers here call it the SCAR phase. But for normal people like you and I, we refer to it as the space ballet. The powerful computers on board the Ariane-5 are making the calculations to align the vehicle precisely for the next steps. So let's assess where we are right now. We're high enough. We're going fast enough. The boosters and the 2 stages of the Ariane-5 have done their job. The need for raw power is over now. Now it's all about pinpoint precision, and that's when the real science in rocket science kicks in. The upper stage actually has a brain. It's actually a very, very powerful computer. It's called the Vehicle Assembly Bay, or it's housed there, the VEB. Even more than a computer, it's a whole flight management system. It can make decisions quickly. It's very, very smart. Takes into account a mountain of information coming from the fuel tanks, the engines, all the different data. If there are different options, it always chooses the one that maximizes success for the mission. Right now, the rocket needs to know where is it at every moment, where it has to go, what has to be done to get there. And that's what we call GNC, Guidance, Navigation, and Control. That's one of the primary subsystems on the launcher. The first step of the space ballet, orient the launcher for the release of Skymuster. And that is done by several small rockets on the side of the launcher. The pointing has to be very exact. Needless to say, years of hard work by everyone involved in the Skymuster program. Coming down to the next few seconds, a set of springs are going to release Skymuster at precisely the correct moment. And special words again to Bailey Brooks, a little 6-year-old girl, and she's about to see and witness her satellite, the one she named, be separated and go on its way for years of service over the Australian continent and literally change the way Australia lives and does business. There you see the handshakes as the
Séparation de Skymuster.
There it is, the announcement, and you see it on the screen. Skymuster separating. It's on its way in the dreams of 6-year-old Bailey Brooks in Northwest Territory of Australia, taking a huge step toward reality. Congratulations, Bailey. There is a new star in the sky over your home tonight. And while you see smiles, the tradition here at Kourou is to hold the applause till the satellites have both been separated. The Ariane family launchers have now done it 399 times. Number 400 is only a couple of minutes away. Now the next act of the space ballet, we need to turn that composite away from the direction we just sent Bailey's satellite in. Then we need to prepare to jettison the cylinder, the black structure. It's a small fairing. It's the secret sauce of the Ariane-5. It makes possible dual satellite launches. It's protected Arsat-2 on the ground, provide the base upon which we put Skymuster. We want to be sure we send it away from either of the two satellites. The precision of what you're going to be seeing now simply can't be understated. Imagine what's happening. That composite, and it has the Silda and Arsat-2. They're half a world away over Australia, or over Africa, rather. They're racing along more than 9 kilometers a second, 9 times the speed of a bullet. And if you've ever seen the movie Gravity, you know bad things happen when even the smallest piece of debris collides with a satellite. That Silda is 5 meters tall. It weighs over 500 kilograms, and we have to be sure that we jettison it successfully, and that will be happening.
Séparation du système de lancement double Ariane.
There you go. That announcement means that the Silda has been separated and jettisoned, and Arsat-2 is seeing the sun for the first time over, or will very shortly, over Africa. Yet another act of the space ballet begins. The onboard computers are calculating the exact course change necessary now to drop off Arsat-2. Obviously, we don't want it to collide with either Skymuster or the Silda. And a whole lot more rocket science and orbital physics coming into play right now. You see the excitement building. And the space ballet continues as we prepare for the separation of Arsat-2. That will happen at about 32 and a half minutes into flight. So our folks at Arsat have a minute and a half or so to wait for this. You'll recall that, we're talked about all of the various data that comes down from the telemetry stations. Well, we use that data that came from the tracking stations at a very special facility because it pours down from the Ariane-5. It arrives at what we call the CVI. It's located inside that Galileo tracking station on the mountain just south of me here. And there's a 4-person team called the Immediate Visual Control Team. They monitor 150 critical parameters in real time out of more than 1,000 that are coming in. The rest of that data stored on massive hard drives, and it will be analyzed over the next couple of weeks. That allows the engineers to determine exactly how every system performed. We're back at Jupiter now, and the orbital ballet continues. The upper stage and Arsat-2 being configured for the right position. And again, we're less than 30 seconds away from this place exploding with excitement over the placement of the 400th satellite to be separated from an Ariane launcher.
Début de la mise en spin.
And they're spinning up the satellite, getting ready. Should happen about 28 seconds after.
Séparation Arsat 2.
There it is. There's the announcement that the separation has occurred. Arianespace has delivered again. Number 400. Look at the celebration. Even the flags breaking out here at Jupiter. We'll let you enjoy it for a moment. And again, talk about some great joy. Yeah, I've heard it described as having a baby because some of these people have worked for literally years on these projects. And one can only imagine the thrill of what has culminated in, less than 40 minutes from the launch till now. be watching as continued handshakes and cheers take place. By the way, don't leave us. There's going to be some great replays. It's really getting exciting down here as people cheer and wave that Argentine flag. And then we're going to have some key speeches given this evening. A lot of work went into this. And we're going to be seeing some replays coming up in a moment. And here you go. Let's take a look again. The mighty Ariane-5 delivers 399 and 400. As the NBN staff with some thumbs up. Replay again. Could watch this all night long. I've seen it many times here at Carvu. And the heavyweight champion of the launch industry has delivered again tonight. Incredible. First time I was here was in 2007. And I've enjoyed every single time. More flags breaking out. More photos. I heard it was going to be quite a party, and it looks like it is. More cheering. Hello. Another replay that you see. And again, letting you enjoy the ambient sound and the excitement here at Jupiter. Shortly, we are going to be hearing from the key officials, both from Ariane-Space and from our payloads and contractors this evening. And again, this is the 226th flight of an Ariane rocket, 269th launch overall of the Ariane-Space family of launchers, the 68th success in a row for an Ariane-5. 68 times in a row we've made it happen for a variety of customers all over the world. Actually, the 517th and 518th satellites to be launched by Ariane-Space total. And the 166th and 167th to go up on an Ariane-5. And like we said, 399 and 400th by an Ariane family of launchers. Pictures continue, celebration continues, and again, speeches. We see that Stefan Israel has come to the podium, Chairman and CEO of Ariane-5. You'll hear from him next.
So, dear ladies and gentlemen, dear Minister De Vido, dear Excellency Jean-Michel Cazat, French Ambassador in Argentina, dear customers, distinguished guests. Ariane-5 is delighted to announce that Skymuster and Arsat 2 were separated as planned on their targeted standard geostationary transfer orbits. Tonight, Ariane-5 is happy to celebrate Ariane-5's 68th success in a row, with two regional operators coming from two great nations of the Southern Hemisphere, Australia and Argentina, with whom we have established strong partnership. I must say that tonight we had a duty not only for two customers, and it's always important to deliver for your customers, but really for two nations, and we delivered. In upper position, Skymuster is the first satellite of NBN. This satellite, together with the second one, aims at reducing the digital divide on the Australian continent and on several islands of the Pacific Ocean by providing remote and rural areas with access to high-speed internet. Let me thus take this opportunity to deeply thank Mr. Zygmunt Zwitkowski, NBN's chairman, for entrusting Ariane-5 with the launch of his two satellites. We know how critical these satellites are for the NBN project, and therefore we are very grateful for being recognized as the reference launch solution in your development plan. We will be on track to deliver into orbit your second satellite next year. Let me also congratulate SSL and its president, John Selly, with us tonight here in Jupiter. Skymuster is indeed the 52nd geostationary spacecraft built upon an SSL bus to be launched by Ariane-5, the fourth in 2015. We have 13 more SSL satellites to be orbited by our launch vehicle family. Our long-standing cooperation is to continue. In lower position, Arsat 2 is the second satellite launched by Ariane-5 for Arsat, following Arsat 1 launch in October 2014. Arsat 2 will enable Arsat to increase its capacity to deliver various telecommunication services above the Americas, including direct-to-home television and data transmission. I thus want to express my gratitude to Arsat's chairman and CEO, Matthias Bianchi, for entrusting Ariane-5 with the launch of his two satellites, but also for being so faithful to Ariane-5. Indeed, and you made that before the launch, I must say that I am a little bit superstitious, but you chose to sign before the launch, and we signed earlier today, this afternoon, a service agreement for Arsat 3 to be flown in 2019, which includes two more options to continue our cooperation until 2023. So we will have the opportunity to see each other here and in Buenos Aires, at least. So, muchísimas gracias por su confianza. Our partnership has only been possible thanks to the support of the Argentinian government, who once decided to kick off a very ambitious national program to develop Argentina capabilities in the field of satellite telecommunications. Let me associate to this thanks Mr. Julio De Vido, Minister of Planning and Public Investment, with us tonight. Dear Minister, it is a great honor to welcome you one more time in CSG, here in French Guiana, especially in a day which saw France and Argentina getting even closer to each other through the signature of a space cooperation agreement. It was done also earlier this afternoon. I want also to thank Jean-Michel Cazat, our French ambassador in Argentina, for his continuous and efficient involvement in our partnership with Argentina and in this agreement. This agreement would not have been possible without the effort of both Minister De Vido and Ambassador Casa. Last but not least, congratulations to INVAP, Arsat-2 manufacturers, and its chairman, Horacio Augusto Osuna, for delivering its second geostationary spacecraft in less than 1 year. Tonight, Ariane has completed 75% of our 2015 roadmap, with 9 launches in 9 months. We are fully in line with our busy manifest, targeting up to 12 launches this year, contemplating for 3 more in the last quarter, 1 with every vehicle of our family. Launch after launch, success after success, Ariane demonstrates its capability to increase its launch rates while remaining the most reliable space transportation solution for all customers, whether commercial or institutional, whether GTO or non-GTO. I wish to congratulate all our partners for this success story. ESA, prime contractor of the Ariane program. Industry, led by Airbus Safran launchers, to deliver to us this outstanding launcher. I want to have here a special word for ASL, because today they made a coup double. Something happened with deterrence this morning, and it was also a success. I want to thank CNES CSG and our ground industrialists for their continuous support, and for sure all Arianespace team for their 100% commitment towards our customers. I want to thank our sales team, Florent Deilly, Tony Thomas, and all the teams who made this success tonight possible, and this long-term partnership with our customers. All together, you have made the difference